Dickhead, dickheads. All of you man are dickheads. Apart from the ones who stayed at the game, all of you man who was like, nah, Storm. Storm's dead. PS Storm 5 ain't coming out. Da 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 da. They ain't doing another Storm game. Ba da ba. Now look. Now look. Look what is happening. Look what is happening. Look what's happened. Wow, ow. Why am I slapping myself? Look what's happening. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm connections. Basically Storm 5 without it being Storm 5. Basically. Basically. So, I'm not even going to say anything more. Well, I'm going to say anything more after it, but not quite. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say anything. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm just going to let my intro play. And then we can get into the shit. So, without further ado, let's get to talking about this new game. Alright, so obviously now that this new game is coming out, there's this controversy of how the game's gonna come out. They have a history of adding new mechanics to the game. Obviously what Senju in Japan said regarding how they aim to make this game more competitive and everything like that. Most people have heard good things about, they have good expectations, but there are obviously some people that have their doubts due to CC2's history with games, which I feel like both sides are fair. But now this is my video, so it's my opinion. We're going to talk about me. I'm selfish today, right? I'm selfish. That's why I laughed at you, man. Anyways, what do I feel like this game's going to be like? So first of all, let's go from the beginning, yeah? I like to go based off of like facts and then make educated guesses based on those facts. Now I feel like the only reliable source that we have right now is Senju in Japan. He has said a lot. He did like kind of rumor it about how it's going to be and everything like that, giving us a bit of an intel, and everything that he has said regarding expect them to say something, announcing it, and here we are. I feel like that he is a reliable source to go through, so that will be the facts that I'm basically basing it from. Obviously he is not, before anyone's watching this, he is not like a part of CC2. Like technically what he's saying isn't necessarily a fact. It's not come from them specifically, but I think he does have some like involvement or whatever it is, or he has some connections to why I feel like that he is a reliable source to base it off for now. That being said, let's talk about the expectations of what I would necessarily like from the game. Above all, I would just like for them to just make a game where where not only do they fix the issues of the game, i.e. balancing, and if there are any like glitches within the game, but I also hope that they do stay with the game. Obviously they're not gonna be as, I don't expect them to be like the traditional fighters regarding constant frequent balance patches, but I feel like even if it's like one balance patch a year, or if something's really bad, like they kind of have someone to keep track of it to then change it, that would be nice personally. But above all, I do hope that they get rid of the sub banking. I hope that they get rid of the fact that you can jutsu switch and save your chakra. I know that it is kind of like a mechanics that we use and it's not too bad, but the button locks, all of that kind of stuff, that's kind of like where my priority is at, rather than necessarily adding anything new. Again, similar to playstyles, I feel like having a strong foundation, which is what they do have right now, is important before building it. But fixing that foundation, they have a strong system, but fixing it, i.e. like I said, the sub banking, getting that gone, the button locks, getting that gone, the chakra saving, getting that gone, like that kind of stuff, I want them to kind of get rid of all of that, along with the balancing as well. So the Danzo one shot, maybe make it so it does a lot of damage necessarily than the one shot itself. Do you see what I'm saying? So balancing that, if they do keep Kaguya in, balancing her, if they do keep certain characters in, or certain awakenings, or do you know what I mean, stuff like that. I do hope that they do, or at least listen to, because I know that Playco's reached out to him or the rest of it. So that was kind of like my priority. It would be nice if they did give us better netcode. A lot of people, like, believe it or not, like, we've actually had better netcode than Fighters. Fighters actually has a worse netcode, obviously before they add in the rollback, because they're still adding the rollback. But we actually had better netcode than Dragon Ball Z Fighters, believe it or not. So it's not that our netcode was like the worst out of everything, but it was still kind of bad. So I do hope that they can fix it to it's at least stable. Like, no, if it lag spikes a bit, you tend to get cut out from the whole game if it lag spikes and you get error code. So having a more stable connection. I don't think that we're going to get rollback. I don't have my expectations that high regarding that. But for me, if you just increase the stability, so at least like if I'm playing against someone, then it's good. Do you know what I'm saying? If I'm playing at an A person and we both have good connection, then it's not that bad. It's still playable. It's still, reasonable to play. Stuff like that. I'm more than happy, personally. That's me. I'm more than happy with that. Now, regarding anything new, right, like there's a lot of possibilities they could go through. I do hope they keep the leader switch in. They might even add in something more legacy. I know Senju Japan did talk about that they might add in more types, so attack type, like how Revolution was, rather than have it now where each character has a fixated support role to play. I do hope that they do keep it like Storm 3 maybe. So maybe it's so like you can pick any character and still have whatever it is. But again, that would have its own balancing in itself. I do think they should take some tips from Storm Evolution. If you don't know that, there is a fan-made game from Playco where he's made a kind of more balanced version of Storm 4. So I do hope that they take more tips from that. So making it so you can't switch from a counter, for example. So if you miss time the counter, you get punished for it. Because the issue with this game was the fact that a lot of things were so safe that it became hard to punish, on top of the fact that you had 4 subs. You see what I'm saying? If they just made it so you get a bit more, it's a bit more punishing for things like the counter. Like if you counter, you're stuck in your counter, so you're forced to either use a sub or take an ultimate or take a jutsu, something like that. It would be a bit nicer. It would make the game a bit less spammable in that regard. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, going back to new things, I think giving back the side combo. So before, if you didn't know, you had the up combo, neutral combo, down combo, an air combo. No, take the air combo. You had a down combo, a neutral combo, up combo, but you also had a side combo. So maybe adding in a side combo again to each character could be the new thing. I would be more than happy with that personally, because it's a whole new combo route that you can play around with. So it would also make it so if they do add in, because I do still think, even though they're making it Boruto focused, which they did say on Twitter, that I still think that they are going to add some legacy characters in there personally. So it would give them like a new vibe to the character if they have a side combo as well. Just a thought. But yeah, no, Naruto Stormfall connections. Obviously I will be making content from it. Me, Mr. Air Force, and Poison Okami, we spoke about it. We have ideas already. We already like hoped. So if this did come, expect a lot from us as well. Obviously I've also not uploaded, so but that will change. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on everything so far. I do have more thoughts, but I am thinking about maybe doing a WOD podcast with me and the boys as well. And if we can get Sendu in Japan, then maybe. I don't know if he watches my content or not, but if he does, then hey, like if he's down to be in a podcast where we can just talk about the game and expectations and stuff, then by all means I'm down to do so. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to give this a like. The consistency is coming back. I just had to get my life together regarding work and studying and blah 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 blah. So without further ado, I bid you guys farewell. Peace, sayonara, and adios.